Prime Minister Narendra Modi will virtually address the valedictory of high-level segment of United Nations Economic and Social Council on Friday. This will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first speech at the United Nations after India reinstated its place as a non-permanent member in the Security Council earlier this year. The United Nations Economic and Social Council serves as the central forum for discussing international economic and social issues and formulating policy for recommendations addressed to member states of the United Nations. The 15th meeting of the India-European Union Summit was held in virtual mode today. The summit was co-chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President of European Council Charles Michel, and President of European Commission Ursula von der Leyen. The summit reviewed India-EU cooperation covering political and security relations, trade and investment, and economic cooperation. The summit also discussed developments around the COVID-19 pandemic and contemporary global matters of interest to both sides. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that the difference between the active cases and the recovered cases are increasing progressively, and the total recoveries have reached 1.8 times of the active cases in the country. It said that a total of 5,71,460 people affected with coronavirus have recovered in the country so far. With this, the recovery rate in the country has reached 63.02%. Presently, the number of active corona cases in the country is 3,11,565. Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered a video address on the occasion of World Youth Skills Day today. The day marks the 5th anniversary of the launch of Skill India Mission. A digital conclave was also organized by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship to mark the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, PM Modi said that skill is something which we give to ourselves, which grows with experience. Skill is timeless, it keeps getting better with time. He further said that the nature of job has changed during the pandemic and the youth will have to adapt to the changing environment. Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank released Pragyata guidelines on digital education through online medium in New Delhi on Tuesday. Speaking on the occasion, Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said that to mitigate the impact of COVID pandemic, schools will not only have to remodel and reimagine the way teaching and learning have happened so far, but will also need to introduce a suitable method of delivering quality education through a healthy mix of schooling at home and schooling at The names of the winners of video blogging contest My Life My Yoga was announced on Tuesday. This global contest on digital platform is a joint effort by the Ministry of Ayush and the Indian Council for Cultural Relations and was launched on 31st May 2020 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the occasion of 6th International Day of Yoga. The contest was held in 6 categories: professional adult above 18 years and youth under 18, with male and female contestants considered separately. A total of 35,141 entries were received from India and nearly 2,000 entries were received from other countries. In Rajasthan, political turmoil continued as Governor Kalraj Mishra accepted the proposal of Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot to sack 3 ministers from the state cabinet. Gehlot had proposed to sack Sachin Pilot, Ramesh Meena and Vishwendra Singh from Rajasthan cabinet. Sachin Pilot was removed from the post of Rajasthan's Deputy Chief Minister, Vishwendra Singh as Minister of Tourism and Ramesh Meena as Minister for Food and Civil Supplies. Indian Railways has developed a post-COVID coach to fight COVID-19. This post-COVID coach is designed with hands-free amenities, copper-coated handrails and latches, plasma air purification and titanium dioxide coating for COVID-free passenger journey. The Railway Ministry said that the coach has been designed by Rail Coach Factory at Kapurthala to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The Ministry said Railways has taken numerous steps and measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus infection. In Assam, all the major rivers, including the Brahmaputra, are in spate. Floodwater caused major damages to infrastructures, including embankments and destroyed crops. Nearly 22 lakh people are affected due to surging water in 22 districts. 45,000 people are shifted to relief camps. 95% areas of the Kaziranga National Park are underwater. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju met state ministers and senior officials of the Youth Affairs and Sports Departments of 18 states and union territories through video conferencing on Tuesday. Speaking on the occasion, the Sports Minister called upon states to create awareness about Atmanirbhar Bharat through Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan and National Service Scheme volunteers. He said that the setting up of 1,000 Khelo India centers in all districts across the country will help to just not tap the local talent but also create a culture of sport. US President Donald Trump has signed a bill to impose sanctions on Chinese officials implementing oppressive law against Hong Kong. The US president said that this law gives his administration powerful new tools to hold responsible the individuals and the entities involved in extinguishing Hong Kong's freedom.